Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on my drama channel. So I figured I'd give an update on the KSI situation. Now, as we all know, KSI made a racial slur. He said a racial slur in the Sidemen video, when they were trying to make a word, like when they were trying to pick words to use from the letters, and he spelled out a racial slur, which offended a lot of people. A lot of people were pissed off with him because of that. Understandably. Now, I don't believe his intentions were malicious. Okay, KSI, I love his content. I think he's a funny guy. I think that he's humorous at times, but I do believe he went a little bit too far this time. He went a bit too far. He said something he shouldn't have said. He tried to make a joke, although it was joke made in very poor taste. Shouldn't have done that. It was a very big mistake on his part, obviously, but it wasn't malicious at the end of the day. I mean, even when he did it, he was apologizing even when he did this. He clearly was trying to be funny. He was trying to be humorous. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody, as hurtful as it might have been, Yeah, a lot of people were upset about that, but let's be real. He wasn't trying to be malicious. He even apologized when he was doing it. But clearly he learned from his mistakes. Clearly he knew that what he did was wrong, because a lot of people were canceling him on Twitter and online, saying what he did was wrong and all that, which is understandable. You can't be saying racial slurs like that. It's like saying the N-word to a black person, or saying or insulting the Japanese. It's the same kind of slur, insulting somebody, because of their skin color, I mean, yeah, he wasn't trying to hurt anybody. Clearly, he apologized even when he was doing it, but it was still a joke made in very poor taste. He shouldn't have done that, honestly, But he learned from this mistake at the same time. He's learning from it. He's getting better from it, and he's gonna get better from this mistake, and he won't do it again. Clearly, he's learning from this. Let me read the articles I found about this. KSI apologizes for racial slur, takes a break from social media by Naman Ramachandran. British YouTuber, rapper and boxer Olajide Olinka Williams, JJ Olatunji, known professionally as KSI, has apologized after a racial slur and will take a break from social media. KSI is a co-founder and member of YouTube group The Sidemen. On Sunday, KSI and The Sidemen appeared in a video based on the UK game show Countdown, where the contestant chooses between two stacks of letter titles, one containing vowels and other consonants, and has 30 seconds to form the longest single word they can using 9 letters. KSI formed the word PAKI, a pejorative term used to describe people of South Asian origin in the UK, saying, "I don't mean this maliciously, but the words PAKI." The offensive word was bleeped. KSI's fellow Sidemen are evidently amused by the slur in the video. The clip drew massive outrage on social media, including from the leading arts practitioners hailing from the South Asian community. Actor, writer, and producer Guz Khan, BFTA nominated for A Man Like Mobeen, posted a series of tweets, one of which said, "You see, at KSI, the issue you have here is that a lot of Pakistanis can make things very difficult for you and anyone giggling this video. When they catch up with you, I hope the dead countdown joke was worth it." DJ Bobby Friction tweeted, "I had this racial slur thrown at me and got physical beats by racists for my entire childhood. Generally upset that KSI got my children loved, did this and thought it was funny. The rest of them laughing can go F themselves too. People dehumanizing brown people like it normal." The offensive video has since been removed from the Sidemen YouTube channel, and KSI has issued an apology. "I want to apologize for saying a racial slur in a recent Sidemen video. There's no excuse. No matter the circumstances, I shouldn't have said it, and I'm sorry," KSI tweeted. "I've always said to my audience they shouldn't worship me or put me on a pedestal because I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm going to mess up in life, and they've been messing up a lot. So I'm just going to take a break from social media for a while." So yeah, clearly he apologized. He's remorseful. Clearly, when he apologized, he clearly owned up to his mistake. He visited a mosque, after what happened. So clearly it shows that he's learning from his mistake. Clearly he's trying to learn what went wrong, learn from his mistakes. He's clearly trying to get better from his mistake. He went to that mosque. He didn't have to do that, but he still did anyway. Clearly to show that he clearly is remorseful for what he did, and clearly wants to learn from his mistake. Clearly wants to show the importance of why he did it was wrong. Clearly he wants to show that what he did was clearly out of line. He was out of line, but he learned from his mistake, and he clearly went to the mosque to prove his point. Clearly prove the point that he clearly learned, that he won't let it happen again, that he understood what he did was wrong. Clearly he learned. I think that's pretty apparent. Let me see. Rapper KSI apologizes for using racial slur during the Simon video. There's no excuse. Okay, the British rapper, boxer, and YouTube influencer repeatedly expressed shame and remorse for his words and visited a mosque in an effort to educate himself. After using a racial slur targeting the Pakistani community, British rapper and boxer KSI has issued an apology and announced subsequent social media break. In a video uploaded to YouTube on Sunday, April 2nd, KSI was seen along with his group, The Sidemen, including Mimizer, Zerka, TBJZL, Bezinga, Vicstar2123, and W2S, spoofing the British game show Countdown. The objective was to create the longest word they could from 9 letters picked at random, with KSI suggesting the word PAKI. Alright, look, we need points. I don't mean this maliciously. He said already bracing for negative backlash before he spoke the word, which is censored out of the posted video. It's so sad to me that the rest of the guys, including a fellow South Asian, just laugh it off, one user tweeted. Sadly, there's not many, if any, Pakistanis that subject to followings to make a case for us, and so the wider world can't just take us seriously when stuff like this happens. Shortly following the response, KSI doubled down with remorse, tweeting and recording an apology uploaded to YouTube. I want to apologize for saying a racial slur in a recent Sidemen video. There's no excuse, no matter the circumstances. I shouldn't have said, and I'm sorry, his tweet read. But we said to my audience that they shouldn't worship me or put me on a pedestal because I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm going to mess up in life, and I've been messing up a lot. So I'm just going to take a break from social media for a while. In a 3-minute video posted to YouTube on Wednesday, KSI rated his regret, stating in a recent video he used a racial term that's offensive to so many, especially in the South Asian community. There are no excuses for what I said, and I recognize that it caused a lot of hurt and disappointment to so many people that look up to me. The 29-year-old boxer went on to add, I'm genuinely ashamed and deeply sorry for any pain or suffering that I have caused. I realize that my words have consequences, and as a public figure, I have a responsibility to use the platform for good rather than perpetuating discrimination. And this week, I have failed to do this. The day before uploading the YouTube apology, KSI was seen at the Al-Hikam Institute in Mosque in Bradford. With attention to my list, even those probably sat on the side, they probably didn't understand. It might have been just like lapped off. Imam Muhammad Asim Hassan is heard saying, the Sidemen issued their own collective statements, expressing shame for letting ourselves and you guys down in this way. The fact that this was made light of on the show is wrong and compounded the hurt, they said. We deeply regret this and would like to apologize. We want to use our channels to promote positivity and great entertainment. We stand against racism and discrimination of any kind, and we failed to do that. The insulated discourse within the Pakistani and South Asian community regarding the use of PAKI as a slur weaponized abroad to diminish their sense of self-worth and belonging. Many users shared their own stories, noting a generational gap between those who have been the receiving end of the word and those who have not. Hearing the words "go home" PAKI was sadly too common for both of a generation and the generation before, and it's taken a long time to ensure young brown people don't experience what we did growing up. One user wrote, see KSI's full apology video below. Okay, so yeah, clearly he apologized, he owned up to his mistake, and you realize what he did was wrong. Yeah, it was a very bad decision on his part. It was a very bad mistake, a very bad decision he made, but he clearly learned from it. He clearly apologized for it, and he won't let it happen again. Clearly learned from his mistake. Clearly won't let it happen again. And clearly expressed regret for what he did. Clearly all this backlash was getting to him. Clearly all the backlash. I mean, even though he wasn't trying to hurt anybody, clearly he was trying to be funny. He was trying to like tell a joke. He was trying to be humorous. Although his joke was very poorly received. Very, in poor taste. The joke was in very poor taste, but it was meant to be humorous. He wasn't trying to hurt anybody, and I clearly believe he wasn't trying to hurt anybody. But still, clearly what he did was out of line. Should not have done that in front of the eyes of millions. When you have a public platform, you got to watch what you say. Especially with this big of an audience. Not a smart move on his part. And one more article from Rolling Stone. British rapper KSI posts video apology for using racist slur. There are no excuses for what he said, the popular internet figure said, of using a derogatory word for Pakistani and Southeast Asian people. British rapper, YouTuber, and boxer KSI has apologized for using a racial slur for Pakistani and Southeast Asian people in a recent video, adding he'll take a break from social media for a while. The incident occurred Sunday, April 2nd, with the video post uploaded by a YouTube group KSI helped found called the Sidemen. The clip is a spoof of the long-running UK game show Countdown, with the players tasked at one point trying to form the longest word they could out of a random set of 9 letters. KSI chose the word PAKI, even appeared well aware that he probably shouldn't have. Alright, look, we need points. I don't mean this maliciously, he said before saying the slur, which just bleed down the broadcast, but all the other people on the show laughed. KSI continued, I'm sorry, we need points, guys, come on. While the original was taken down from Sidemen's YouTube channel, a clip of the incident is still floating around on social media. KSI issued an apology on Twitter, writing, I want to apologize for saying a racial slur in a recent Sidemen video. There's no excuse, no matter the circumstances, I shouldn't have said, and I'm sorry. The audience said to my audience, they shouldn't worship me or put me on a pedestal because I'm human. I'm not perfect, I'm going to mess up in life, and really been messing up a lot. So I'm just going to take a break from social media for a while. I want to say KSI posted a video where he apologized for his words. I want to address the recent incident, a video where my actions affected many people, especially in the South Asian community. I want to take this opportunity to offer my deepest and most sincere apologies for my words and actions, KSI said. In a recent video, I used a racial term that's offensive to so many, especially in the South Asian community. There are no excuses for what I said, and I recognize I've caused a lot of hurt and disappointment that so many people look up to me. Yes, I added, my ignorance has only reinforced negative stereotypes that have existed for way too long in this country. I want to express my heartfelt regret for what I said. I want to know I'm genuinely ashamed, really sorry for any pain or suffering I've caused. Whereas in the words of consequences as a public figure, I have responsibility to use my platform for good rather than perpetuating discrimination. And this week, I failed to do this. KSI continued adding the word they revisit a mosque on Wednesday. I want to say again, I'm truly sorry I am for my actions. And it's going to take a time and effort to really regain the trust and respect of those I've hurt. I pray to tirelessly work to make sure I make amends. I hope my sincere apology commitment to educate myself will be a step towards healing and unity. And if you understand that my actions will speak louder than my words. So I also issued a statement acknowledging the story was completely unacceptable and inexcusable. The group continued the fact the incident was made light of on the show was wrong and compounded the hurt. We deeply regret this and would like to truly apologize. We reflect on this incident both collectively and individually. I'm truly ashamed we let ourselves and you guys down this way. We want to use our channels to promote positivity and great entertainment. We stand against racism and discrimination of any kind, and we fail to do that. The backlash against KSI was widespread. Among the more prominent figures who spoke out, BBC presenter and DJ Paramandeep Sadev, also known as Bobby Friction, as well as actor-comedian Guz Khan. Has official sort of thrown at me and got physical beats by racists my entire childhood, should have said. Genuinely upset that KSI got my children love did this and thought it was funny. The rest of them laughing can go F themselves too. People demonizing brown people like it normal. So yeah, those are the articles I read, and I wanted to share my thoughts about it. Now, I like KSI generally. I generally like KSI. I enjoy his content. I think he's an entertaining guy. And I realized that what he did was clearly wrong. He shouldn't have done that. It was clearly a mistake on his part, a huge mistake, a bad decision. But clearly, when he was doing it, clearly he wasn't trying to be malicious. Even said that he wasn't trying to be malicious. He even said that he was only trying to be funny. Trying to be humorous. And it was a very bad decision on his part. Yes, it was a very, very big mistake because he clearly, got a lot of backlash for it. But he learned, at the same time, he learned from his mistake. He learned from his mistake. He learned. He apologized. He owned up to it. And he's not going to let it happen again. He clearly learned from his mistake. He's not going to let it happen again. He apologized for what happened, and he's going to get better from this. He's going to get better from this. He's going to learn from his mistake. He's going to improve himself, and he won't let it happen again. That's why he went to the mosque, to prove his point, to prove that he learned from his mistake, to educate himself on this matter, to educate himself on the word and how offensive the word truly is to the Asian community, and he clearly learned from his mistake, and obviously won't let it happen again. But KSI, I believe he will get better from this. He'll learn from this mistake. He'll get better from it. And he won't let it happen again. He's clearly learned. He learned his lesson. But yeah, take care, everybody. Another review from my drama channel. Take care, everyone.